Hello and welcome. Today, I would like to tell you about the best way I have found to turn pain into power, to turn pain into peace, a peace of mind, inner peace. I am Gina Brezini. I'm a therapist, a life coach, a teacher, a healer, and your guide to transformation. Your guide into healing from the trauma of infidelity. What I will teach you today took years of pain and finding what works and what doesn't. If you stay until the end, I promise you that you will walk away knowing that faster healing is possible, that you can eliminate pain, and that you can restore self-esteem, trust, and your inner peace. That there is hope for either repairing the relationship that you're in or finding a new one with a partner who is truly loyal to you. I will also show you where to go so you can learn more about what you can do to heal faster and more completely. So let's begin. We'll begin by talking about infidelity. What is infidelity? We'll talk about a committed relationship, whether it's a marriage or a relationship that hasn't gotten to marriage yet, but maybe you're living together, or maybe you're dating, but you have committed to each other. You have decided to be together. You have decided to build a future together. You have decided that you will be exclusive. You have promised each other exclusivity and hopes for plans for the future. So infidelity is when we break the promises that we gave to each other about this exclusivity, about creating a future together, and about being together as a romantic unit. And in my opinion, what really hurts is exactly that, the promise. Because when we exchange promises, and then this other person breaks that promise, it feels like a betrayal and it hurts. It hurts really badly. And it hurts on many different levels. And today I will tell you about some of them. The first level on which infidelity hurts us is physical, purely physical. Think of the first time when you found out that your partner is cheating on you. What did it feel like? It probably felt like you were physically hit. It probably feels like a blow, like a punch in your stomach. It probably feels like your heart just burst wide open. We call it broken heart. When we talk about, listen to our language, we say it broke my heart. We say it hit me. And because it's exactly what happens. The first thing that happens is it hits us on a physical level. It feels physically painful. Now, you probably got out of balance. You probably froze. You're not even knowing what you're experiencing in this moment. You're frozen, complete disbelief. You probably screamed, something happened that made you respond in a way that is not usual for you. The stress, the shock is incredible. And it is emotional pain, but it feels like a physical pain. And what happens is that even if later on we heal some of the emotional pain or all of it, the body retains the memory of that emotion. the body retains the memory of that pain. And that can be stuck there way after we have moved on and after we have convinced ourselves that we have healed from this. Next, our sexual intimate relationship is being affected by infidelity, by the news of infidelity. The moment we find out, we contract, and we contract in a way that it makes it practically impossible to be intimate with that person. So kind of one of two things happen when we find out. We either shut off completely and we refuse, or we cannot open our body to a person whom we consider a betrayer, a person who we can no longer trust. So our body shuts off and the intimacy suffers. Sex is hardly available for a couple like that. Or the other thing that can happen is if you're the rebellious type, you may go into revenge sex. You cheated on me, watch me. I'm gonna show you how much that hurts. You hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you back. Something like that. And another way in which infidelity hurts us, the news of infidelity hurts us, is what I believe is one of the most painful and the most damaging ways. Infidelity hits us on the level of identity. We begin to question ourselves. Who am I? Who am I to that person, to my partner? Am I attractive? Am I valuable? Am I important? Am I worthy of keeping one's love? Am I worthy of being loved and being and for somebody to stay with me? So what gets affected is really our value, our self-worth, and our self-esteem. And it hits it, and it hits it really bad. And this is why it is so painful to go through this traumatic experience of infidelity. We begin to question our attractiveness, our worthiness. The most common way that we notice, the most noticed way that infidelity affects us is really how it affects our heart, our emotions. We talk about broken heart. We say, this broke my heart. He broke my heart. She broke my heart. And it's like something along this line is happening. So it hits and the heart breaks wide open. And what's happening next is that all kinds of emotions begin to come out. And these are usually emotions that we're not proud of. These are usually emotions that we don't really accept about ourselves, in ourselves. These are usually emotions that we don't know what to do with, especially when they are so persistent with the pain. Emotions like grief, like anger, like rage, like blaming the other person for the hurt that they caused us. Emotions like sadness. Sadness is not very welcome in our society in which we're constantly urged to smile and be happy and to be pleasant for others. sadness is not very welcome here. And all of these emotions start coming up, and we can feel overwhelmed by them and kind of lonely because we don't know how to express those, or who can we share those emotions with. This is why it's so important to have a community of people who may have gone through similar things or are going right now through similar things, so that they can, so then you can share and you can exchange. Well, you can just share of what's going on with you. And you can begin to feel differently about all these emotions that are coming up for you, especially if these are new emotions for you. If you grew up in an environment where you had to be nice, where you had to be pleasant, where sadness and anger were not cheered or allowed, you might feel completely overwhelmed by those emotions, not knowing what to even do with them. Another way in which infidelity affects us is really, it affects our mind. It affects us intellectually. Our mind just can't stop asking why. Why this happened to me? Why this happened to us? And most importantly, why couldn't I see it coming? I hear people saying, the writing was on a wall and I didn't see it. So the mind cannot grasp the reality of what had just happened to you. The mind tried to figure it out. Why did it happen? And what is it that I need to do next? And you become preoccupied with thoughts around that. You might be worrying about the future or about the practical steps around that. And it can feel overwhelming. And then there's another way in which infidelity affects us. And it often is the most easily overlooked and neglected, yet one of the most important ways we get affected on a spiritual level, on a soulful level. Our soul gets a hit. And if you are disconnected from your soul in some ways, it might be the most challenging part of your healing. You cannot heal completely from any trauma, not just the trauma of infidelity, if you do not include your soul, if you do not include your spirit, if you do not look into what are the traumas that were caused on that level. So in order to heal completely, we need to heal on all these levels. I know this sounds like a lot, and it is. This is precisely why it is so painful. And this is precisely I decided to create a course, to create an online course, which can help people like you to get through the pain on all of these levels. I have created an organized system for healing in all these places. And all it can take is 7 weeks if you do the work. I believe in this program so much, and I stand behind it because I believe, I really trust that it will help you. It will help you to heal faster. It will save you time. It will save you aggravation and suffering and unnecessary pain. Sign up today and start getting in charge of your life. Don't postpone your happiness.